effects on the powers of government once we let them have control of such a large portion of our economy.
Oh, God. What do you think the Federal Reserve is? You idiots.
I guess I'm not quite certain I exactly understood the question. I mean, people talk about socialism. The biggest evidence of socialism I can see in the last 25 years, the biggest single dollop of socialism is corporate socialism in a $700 billion. It's actually bigger than $700 billion, and there is abuse of power going on. I voted against the TARP bill and wanted to make Wall Street pay for itself, but beyond that, the Federal Reserve has made available other, I don't know how much, trillion, $2 trillion, $3 trillion, or they've created it. Where they get it, I don't know. I'm on a bill that was introduced by Ron Paul from Texas to require that we audit the Federal Reserve. I actually sponsored this legislation when there's something in the water in Texas. There was a wonderful older gentleman named Charlie Gonzalez who chaired the banking committee, but he was a populist way back in the 80s. I think I'm addressing the question, which has to do with, committing our money without our control, and that's what I'm talking about. So I went on this bill to audit the Federal Reserve in my second term in Congress. The Wall Street Journal, these are the powers we're dealing with, wrote an editorial. There were 5 of us on the bill and said these are the 5 people who would destroy capitalism and the American economy because they want to audit the Federal Reserve and know what they're doing with their money and where they get their money. There are huge powers out there that don't ever seem to lose, and it goes through Democratic and Republican administrations. The people who are running the Federal Reserve now and the Treasury, basically, a lot of them were there when George Bush first was there, when Bill Clinton was there, George Bush II. Most of them come from Goldman Sachs, and now, unfortunately, President Obama seems to be going down the same path. I think it's time to take that back in the interest of the American people. Others who had their hands up on that one. So, okay, 971-439-451. 451-439-971. Shut it out. Hello? Okay, got one there, right there.
Oh, thanks for taking time out to come and see us. I think you're supposed to be on vacation, aren't you?
I've had better vacation.
Yeah. I'd just like to point out that to me this seems like a consumer protection bill. It's not government-run health care, it's just regulation for an industry that's been taking advantage of us for quite a while. And I think we need to take the profiteering out of the healthcare industry. And my question is, how vital do you think the public option is to the exchange? And will you sign off on a bill that doesn't have a strong public option?
Well, I think I addressed that a little bit earlier. I think a public option in order to provide competition, get the rates lower, is very important. But I think we might also get there if we took away the antitrust exemption in the insurance industry. And so, I'm going to invest everything that's in the bill. I mean, the one line in the sand I was willing to draw, and I did draw at the outset, was that this is probably our last and our best opportunity to get some equity in Medicare and balance the geographic disparities that we've been talking about for 30 years, and Congress has passed 2 or 3 bills to fix it. It's never happened. And help out those states like Oregon and 16 other states have been discriminated against, our seniors have been discriminated against, and get some of those other places back east off the gravy train that they've been getting out of their huge reimbursement rates. That was my line in the sand. Beyond that, I'm just going to work hard to get this to be affordable, to get you know, everybody into a plan that they can afford, and to begin to, you know, become a healthier society without all the bizarre distortions we have now, take some of the abuses out of the private insurance process. And so, as this is a work in progress, I'm not willing to commit, you know, one way or another as we go through it. But I think as the bill is currently written, without taking away the antitrust exemption, it's critically important. Okay. Any of those other numbers? Okay. Sure. Sorry. This room is, you know, really kind of. Go ahead. Just start talking into the mic.
Thank you. Based on the Constitution phrase, unalienable rights, as they refer to rights coming from God and not the state, what is your reason you believe that taxpayers who are the private sector only, because public paychecks are collected taxes, why do you believe that they should be forced to pay for the health care of those who aren't contributing to the system?
Earlier that a very large percentage of the uninsured, the estimates are somewhere between 35 and 40% are currently working or for small businesses that can't afford to give them health insurance and they can't buy a plan. Go out and try and buy an individual plan with a minimum wage and see how far you get. Go out and try and buy it with an income 3 times that. So what we're trying to do is get these people affordable health insurance. Nobody's going to get it for free here. Everybody's going to pay. You're going to pay on a sliding scale, but you know you're paying today for, if you have health insurance, you're paying $1,400, which comes out to like about $120 a month to pay for the uninsured people getting health care at the emergency room and in other inefficient ways. And I believe there's savings in a healthier society that can come out of this without digging into average taxpayers in this bill, and that's where we're trying to head with this proposal. So any of the other 2 numbers we can call out. So yes, I thought we saw one over here, but if not, we'll go on to 732, 731. I did mix them up, and 444, 732, 731. Anybody? Hey, all right, okay, all right, down front, there we go, I like that shout out, we didn't have any trouble locating you. So, anybody else from that series who we can get another microphone to you, raise your hand. Go right ahead.
Hi. So my question is actually not about health care.
Okay.
I was a little bit concerned when the economic situation started getting a little bit out of hand, and the school system.
I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. There was a school district that had to file for bankruptcy. So I'm wondering when we're all going to get back on track and think about education again in America. Because